PDAC 2026 Commodity TV is here again for you in Toronto at the largest mining conference in the world. And meanwhile, it became tradition that we start our company interviews with uranium and specifically with Purepoint Uranium.
You got to get it right.
And
Purepoint.
Chris Frostad, the CEO, is here with me. Hi, Chris.
Hi, how have you been? It's been an interesting year. So, and this is the start of the show. So, just opened a few minutes ago, and we're going to see how things go this year.
Okay, so the question, how was the show so far, is too early
it's
to answer.
Way too early, but we get a sense that it's going to be a really good show. The mood is up, the markets are up. Everybody, I think, for the most part, has had a good year, and we're getting a sense that it's going to be a very busy show. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's day one.
Yeah, I have heard that they have 40,000 registered attendees this year. That would be the largest
that would be
number
pretty
of
big.
people here.
That would be pretty big. I think I was saying earlier, I think the biggest year I heard was in the low 30s. But so 40, that would be pretty spectacular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Let's stop the small talk for now. Let's come to your terrific company. The last interview we made was right here 1 year ago.
Wow.
Since that time, there was a lot of news came out here at Purepoint Uranium.
Yep.
Maybe we should start with Dorado, the Dorado project.
Yeah.
That's a joint venture with ISO Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you were able to approve I think a high-grade resource there.
Well,
last year.
we've just started to tap into something there. So, Dorado is one of our projects that are joint ventured. Most of our projects we have joint ventures with larger players, which is good for on a lot of fronts. They help us on the cash front. They help us on the technical front. And it keeps us busy because we operate all these projects. Dorado, as you said, is a joint venture with ISO Energy. And we just started that a little over a year ago, that joint venture. So last summer was really our first drill program on that combined project. And we managed to start tapping into some pretty high grades. Now, the challenge we ran into, because it was summer, is it's pretty wet up there. And we were unable to actually follow up on that at that time because we were moving into a bog. So we've had to wait till the winter came around, everything froze up. And that's where we've been. We started drilling up there in late January, and we're well into the program now. So we're following up on that, and we'll see where that takes us over the next month or two.
High grade means, what do we speak about here?
Oh, I think we hit as high as 8%. But it was a small area. We're running into something that we can chase. We didn't poke a hole through a deposit. That wasn't the point. But what we did see is that there's been a lot of uranium mineralization in the area, and the 4 holes that we got very close together, we were able to map out a pretty good hit. So that's what we're following up on, and so we're moving out from there, and we'll see what the winter brings.
So there's a drill program going on. What's the size of it, and when can we expect first results out of it?
It's going on now. We're probably into our 5th or 6th hole. We'll be doing twice that over the course of the next month or so. We'll be done probably early April, and we'll have results shortly thereafter.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's come to Hook Lake, joint venture with Cameco and Orano.
Cameco and Orano.
What's going on there?
Well, that one we've been in a bit of a hold position right now as we watch what's been going on next door. So NextGen, we're adjacent to NextGen's Triple R or Arrow deposit.
Patterson Lake District.
Patterson Lake, and about a year ago they started tapping into a sizable deposit just off our claim line. And so we've been watching carefully to see what's been going on there, because we were also following up on another area of mineralization we had found further west. So with NextGen all of a sudden coming up with amazing numbers on an area that trends right onto our project that we've never tested, the decision was kind of, let's keep an eye on this and go back. So we're talking to them now about what our next program will look like out there, and we're eager to get back out to that area as well.
So that means they made a discovery right at the border to your project,
about a kilometer south.
which gave you a completely new target area.
Well, it opened up a target area that we hadn't picked up on at that point in time, because we were working further to the west where we've been finding mineralization, and it's a very big project. There is target areas all over the thing, so it's why we've been working it for so long. We've been testing all over the place, but this really helped us focus into on something that could be very interesting for us. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. So then let's come to Smart Lake, also a joint venture with Cameco. What's going on there?
Smart Lake is our joint venture with Cameco. We went out there for the first time in about a dozen years with a drill program last year. It's probably what we were talking about last time at this point. And we came back again. It was just a small 4-hole program to test some geophysics that we had done and some targets that we'd picked up. The results on that were encouraging. I mean, from a technical standpoint, we're not hitting mineralization yet. We had hit mineralization years ago to the south. So we're now reprioritizing where we're going to be going next. And again, this is one of the projects that we're in discussion with Cameco about as to how they want to proceed on that one.
Drilling was also carried out at the Tabbernor project, not a joint venture. You're developing this
Tabbernor
on
is
your
not
own.
a joint venture. It's a huge project that we started working a number of years ago. So we've kind of been bringing that one along because it's very early stage. So we've done extensive geophysics over that entire area. We've identified our target trends. We've dropped a few claims that we didn't need anymore. We've picked up a few that looked interesting over the last couple of years. And this past year we did 4 holes, really well spaced out, so we can start to get a sense of the geology down there. It's outside of the basin, but it's on a trend that it's a Tabbernor fault zone that comes up from South Dakota actually, and works its way up through the basin, and it's associated with a number of the big mines and deposits in the basin at that end. So it's more of an early stage project. It's something that hadn't been tested historically, and we're just getting a better sense. We're easing into that one. Yeah.
Do your drilling partners pay the costs on their own, or is it shared?
Our drilling part. Oh, well, on the joint ventures, you mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's split out. So, for instance, Hook Lake is the partnership is we own 21% and they each own 39.5%. So we would each pay our share of those costs after we approve a budget. We're the operator on all of these projects, so we do receive a management fee back on that. So that's kind of how the math works. In the case of ISO Energy, it's a 50-50 joint venture. So the same sort of thing. So we're the operator. We work on the exploration stages of that project, and they contribute half and half. And we meet a number of times a year to discuss what we're doing and propose plans and agree on what we're going to do next.
Drilling is expensive. What's money in the bank?
Drilling's expensive. It is. We were fortunate last year to do a couple of rounds of financing, so we're all cashed up for the year, for sure. And we will again. I think it's going to be an exciting year for uranium in general. And so we've got a lot of good things going on. A lot of news coming out. We'll be drilling right in Dorado. We will be able to go back and drill through the summer as well. So we plan to be doing a lot of drilling through the year. And with the backdrop of, I think, uranium prices continuing to tick up, which they're doing, so that's it's all good for us.
What's the current market environment for uranium, specifically here in North America?
Well, I think what is being realized is that too much of the world's uranium is now heading east. Russia and China have been working closer with Niger, with Namibia. And a lot of the access to this stuff is getting more and more difficult for the West. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes out, because we're certainly producing a lot less uranium than we consume, and where the infill is coming from is really not clear. So as we see, our prime minister right now is in India. India's got a huge nuclear build out through to 2040. So they're arranging negotiating deals around the world to get access to the uranium they're going to need, And I know our prime minister is over there now, and they have been discussing uranium as to where it's going to come from. A lot of it might be coming from Canada. We're not seeing as much contracting coming out of the U.S. as we would have expected at this point in time, because they've got a lot of reactors down there. But it's going to be a bit of a time, because there is a shortage. It's a structural shortage of uranium, and it's going to continue whether we build another reactor or not. We're pretty short on uranium right now, so I think we're going to see the price of uranium do what we've been hoping it would do for a while now.
Wonderful. Chris, thank you very much for these insights into your company, Purepoint Uranium. And we keep all fingers crossed for good results in 2026.
Absolutely. Thank
you very much.
See you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Chris Frostad, the CEO of Purepoint Uranium. You heard it. The company is drilling a lot. The partners are drilling a lot. A lot of results coming out in 2026, I would say. Have a look on Purepoint Uranium, and bye-bye from Toronto.